Good morning, everyone. Man, there's a lot going on, it seems. And I came across this, and this just made me howl last night when I saw it. I was going to bed and I saw this, and well, it was funny. So here we go. International news to start us off.
The evidence is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election. And the complaint that I've heard from...
Right? I mean, I thought it was somebody pushing like a fart sound, but I think that was on live TV. So like this has been deemed Fartgate, and man, it just made me howl last night. So that made me laugh. So I hope that makes you laugh. And here we go into local news. Don Cherry's coming back with The Grapevine, and I don't know who his co-host will be, but he's got a radio show that will be a podcast, and he's back on Tuesday. Apparently you can already download it. I haven't actually added it to my podcast, but I will. So Don Cherry's back. No time at all wasted on that one. Here is Bombardier, and Bombardier CTV News is reporting Bombardier facing World Bank over Azerbaijan corruption allegations. Now, if you remember, the World Bank was saying that SNC-Lavalin, which is the subject of our next story, has a corruption problem too, and both of those are Quebec companies. Oh goodness, that's not great, is it? Here we go. Montreal. Bombardier Inc. is facing a possible ban from World Bank finance projects after it received a show cause letter related to a rail equipment deal plagued by corruption allegations. The letter, first reported by the Globe and Mail, is the latest development in an ongoing investigation to a roughly $340 million US contract awarded to a Bombardier-led consortium in 2013 to supplying signaling equipment to a 500-kilometer section of a rail corridor connecting Asia and Europe via Azerbaijan. A show cause letter, which came from the bank's integrity vice presidency, typically requires a company or individual to make their case as to why disciplinary action should not be taken after alleged wrongdoing. Bombardier said that, quote, "We strongly disagree with the allegations and preliminary conclusions contained in the letter, which include accusations the company delayed or obstructed the audit. Quote, it must keep in mind that the show cause letter does not represent formal accusations, but rather sets forth the World Bank's preliminary findings," Bombardier said in an email Friday. The World Bank said it takes allegations of fraud and corruption in its projects very seriously, but declined to comment on the ongoing probe. Asked about the allegations at an event in Edmonton on Friday, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau expressed confidence in the audit process. Quote, "Obviously, anytime allegations like this are made, there's cause for concern, particularly around potential job impacts. But once again, I have faith in independent processes and indeed in the World Bank to do its job responsibly." And here's SNC-Lavalin, and this is updated November 15th. The trial started again on Monday, so that's yesterday, but I haven't seen anything updated yesterday or today about the trial, so this is the latest we've got on the SNC trial. So here's the Montreal Gazette reporting. Former SNC-Lavalin CEO denies he authorized yacht for Gaddafi's son. So previously, they purchased the $25 million yacht to make sure that everything went through, and now he's saying, no, that wasn't me. Here we go. The witness on the stand all day Friday at the fraud trial of former SNC-Lavalin executive Sami Bobawi made a startling revelation at the Montreal courthouse that calls into question the credibility of a key prosecution witness. While being cross-examined by defense lawyer Annie Emond, excuse me if I've got that wrong, Paul Baudry, a former vice president in charge of finances for one of SNC-Lavalin's many divisions, revealed that Jacques Lemar, the former head of the engineering firm, called him out of the blue last week and denied that he authorized the $25 million purchase of a luxury yacht given to the Sadi Gaddafi, the son of the Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Bobawi's trial began on October 31st. Quote, "In his point of view, he was not aware of the boat," Baudry said of the call. "He asked me if I had read the papers." While testifying both this week and last, Rita Ben Asia, SNC-Lavalin's key man in Libya, while it sought to be paid millions for long overdue bills and then obtained new multi-million-dollar contracts from the state, made headlines by alleging that in 2007 he passed on Gaddafi's request for the $25 million yacht to Bobawi, the person in charge of all SNC-Lavalin's work in Libya. Bobawi said, quote, "I will call Jacques and get back to you," Ben Asia testified on Monday, while adding, Asia? Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. While adding that request was ultimately approved between Lemar and Bobawi said Lemar was in agreement. Baudry said the call lasted exactly 26 minutes because he still had a record of it on his phone. Quote, "Was he nervous or was he, as you have described him previously, calm?" Iman asked. He was calm, Beaudry said. In another part of his testimony, Beaudry described Ben Asia as being the complete opposite of Lamar in terms of demeanor. Everything he asked for was urgent, very, very urgent. If he asked you for the time of day, it was very, very urgent, Beaudry said, while adding later that in 2001, when he first started working for Sokidosk, excuse me if I've got that wrong, the SNC-Lavalin division run by Babawi, Ben Asia had no idea of how to file an expense report. Quote, all he would do is submit his American Express statement. That was it. It was unacceptable, Beaudry said. And when he did file his reports and justified expenses, many things were missing. Earlier in the day, the jury hearing the trial was shown an email that suggested Ben Asia sometimes acted like the dictators he was working with in Libya. He apparently did not like being asked questions from SNC-Lavalin's staff in Montreal. Quote, I have my reasons that I don't have to justify. When I send instructions to Montreal, I want them to be executed immediately. Quote, I am the one who decides what I need in Libya, Ben Asia wrote in the email he sent to a few SNC-Lavalin executives, including Beaudry, while the company was evaluating the value of foraging equipment that was finished within Libya and was preparing to sell to the state. Ben Asia appeared to grow impatient with the evaluation process. He was waiting for Beaudry to provide him with an estimate on the equipment because SNC-Lavalin and a partner were going to offer to sell the drills and other equipment to the Libyans. Beaudry eventually provided Ben Asia with an estimate that placed the value of the equipment somewhere between $10 million and $12 million. Soon after, Ben Asia reported that the Libyans agreed to purchase the equipment for $10 million, but he also informed SNC-Lavalin that $700,000 would need to be paid to an agent who helped in the sale. Part of the Crown's argument is that this agent was actually a shell company set up by Ben Asia for Babawi, the only person who could authorize significant payments to so-called agents. It also alleges Babawi illegally received more than $26 million while work was done in Libya. The trial resumes Monday. That was yesterday. So it's interesting stuff. Like on one side, the guy's saying, we didn't authorize the boat. And I've realized as well that Ben Asia is his full last name. His full name is, hold on a second, said it in this article. There it is, Riyad Ben Asia. So previously I wondered why they were referring to him as Ben Asia, but the reason is because that's his full last name. So there we go. Mystery solved. All right, and the last story for the first video this morning is Trudeau urged to give Freeland domestic portfolio, name her deputy PM. No. Oh my goodness. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is being urged to move Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland into a new portfolio and give her additional powers by naming her Deputy Prime Minister. The idea has been discussed behind closed doors, according to a source with direct knowledge of the talks. However, sources close to Freeland say she enjoys her role as Foreign Affairs Minister and that moving her out of the job would come with challenges. She wouldn't be able to wear a purple dress? Back to the article. Trudeau will unveil his new cabinet next Wednesday, with the source saying that Canadians should expect some big changes. The Prime Minister's office has also tapped Privy Council clerk Ian Shugart to examine whether additional portfolios should be created, according to two senior sources. Shugart is also said to be looking at whether current ministries need to be altered to make government more effective. Trudeau is being advised to leverage Freeland's star power and place her in a role that will focus her on domestic concerns. One option that has been discussed is naming her the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs, making the restoration of national unity a focus on her mandate. Yeah, get in line, you racists. If you're not nationally unified, you're racist. Ha! National unity solved. Back to the article. To ensure her removal from global affairs is not seen as a demotion, one source says Freeland could also be named Deputy Prime Minister on top of any new role she is given. Trudeau faces several significant challenges in picking his new cabinet, given the Liberals were shut out of both Alberta and Saskatchewan. So Western alienation is an issue, and it talks about that a little bit. And it says a huge amount of complexity, and it goes into just a lot of speculation that I'm just not interested in rehashing. There's so much speculation here that who knows. So we'll find out next week when the cabinet is sworn in and Trudeau decides, right? And we find the 50% gender parity cabinet again, which it doesn't make any sense. It should be based on ability, not on genitals. It's another form of discrimination, right? Oh, sorry, if only you were a woman, right? Your skills are right on point, but you can't have the job. We have too many men now. Or if only you were a man, right? Your skills are on point. They're exactly what we need, but we've got enough women. So sorry about that. It's just another form of discrimination. Let's get the best person in the job. And if the best person is a man, great. And if the best person is a woman, great. My goodness. So frustrating. Anyway, there's another video coming right up. So thanks for watching, everybody. Check out CanadaPoly.com and have a wonderful, wonderful day.